let's talk about a quality you might not hear about every day. It's called self-possession. And even though we don't talk about it much, it's one of those things that quietly shapes, well, everything. Our confidence, our peace, our relationships. So today, we're going to explore what it really means to hold your own center. So let me just start by asking you something and be really honest with yourself here. Do you truly belong to yourself? I mean, it's a heavy question, right? But it gets right to the heart of what we're about to unpack. To even begin to answer that, we first need to get on the same page. What is self-possession anyway? Let's break it down. Okay, so at its core, self-possession is just that, the state of belonging to yourself. It's when your attention, your emotions, your energy, they're yours to direct. You're not just constantly reacting to the world around you. Nope, you're acting from your own grounded center. It's basically a kind of personal ownership. And I want to be super clear here. This is not about being cold or distant or putting up walls. Not at all. It just means that you remain fundamentally you. You stay authentic, you stay anchored, no matter who else walks into the room. Of course, that is so much easier said than done. We all know what it feels like to lose our center, right? To feel like we're being pulled in a million different directions by things totally outside of our control. So what are these things that pull us off center? Think about it for a second. It could be that one person whose approval you're just dying to get. Or maybe it's the person whose disapproval you're terrified of. Or hey, what about someone who just plain intimidates you? Or who is constantly pushing your boundaries? In those moments, man, it is so easy to lose that connection to ourselves. I'm sure some of this sounds pretty familiar. This comparison just lays it all out so perfectly. On one side, you have being externally possessed. You're just pulled around by your emotions, pushed by social pressure. But on the other side, you've got self-possessed. You're anchored in who you are, guided by your own inner compass, even when the world is chaotic. The difference is just night and day. And here's the absolute most important takeaway, okay? Nobody is born with perfect self-possession. It is not some natural, magical trait that some people have and others don't. No, it's a skill. It's something you have to practice, something you build day by day. And that changes everything, doesn't it? Because it means it's within reach for every single one of us. So if it's a practice, how do we, practice it? This brings us to the really good stuff, the how-to. Let's dive into the 7 core practices for actually building this skill. These 7 habits are really the building blocks. And look, they're not huge, dramatic life changes. They're small, but incredibly powerful shifts. Just take the first one, pause before reacting. That tiny little breath you take. It creates space between what happens to you and how you respond. And in that space, that's where your power is. Or how about number 4? Let people be disappointed in your boundaries. Wow. That is a big one. It's about accepting that your needs are valid, even if someone else doesn't like them. Every single one of these is a small act of coming home to yourself. I really want you to let these 2 ideas sink in for a minute. First, your needs are real. They are 100% valid. They matter. Full stop. And second, their disappointment is not your betrayal. It is not your job to manage how other people feel about the boundaries you set for yourself. Internalizing that is an absolute game changer. You know, when you actually start to live by these practices, something really profound starts to happen. You begin to understand where your real power comes from. It's not out there somewhere, it's inside you. It's your roots. This little comparison really captures the whole thing, doesn't it? It's the difference between being a leaf just getting carried along by the river of life and being the one who's actually carrying yourself through life with intention. It's that huge shift from being reactive to being self-directed. If there is one single image to hold on to from all of this, it's this one. Self-possession is your roots. Simple as that. It's what anchors you, it's what nourishes you, it's what keeps you standing when the world gets a little shaky. Just picture a tall, strong tree. The wind blows. Sometimes it's a gentle breeze, other times it's a full-on storm. Now, the tree feels it all. It bends, it sways, it's flexible, but it does not uproot. That right there, that's resilience. That's self-possession. And this gets to something really important about what real strength is. You know, we often confuse strength with hardness, getting rigid like a stone pillar that just cracks under pressure. But true, lasting power, that comes from centeredness. It's about being flexible like bamboo, grounded in that quiet, unshakable strength of knowing you belong to yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The winds of life, the pressures, the expectations, the curveballs, they are always going to blow. That's a guarantee. The only real question left is, will you stand your ground?